played, I believe, in the grand finals. I don't know. I know I saw him for sure in the grand finals of the BTBOOM tournament. I think it was a losing game, though, perhaps for TSM, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, not a hero we've seen a whole lot.
It's good against the hard heroes for sure. The heroes that just want to buy raw HP.
And that Jug last pick, the famous jack of all trades,
Wait,
the guy who gets his...
and Jug in the game?
What do you mean? I mean, Jug is not that out of the ordinary, is he?
I mean, you have two. Do you realize that how often can you see like those two heroes again, you know, in the same game on both teams? You don't get to see that a lot, you know. Like the Jug, you have the Inkswell combo, so it's a very, very powerful lane if that's the path they're deciding to go on. Jug, Grimstroke, Centaur, Mirana. On the other hand, EG, they're gonna have. I mean, Timber is actually kind of. You're kind of fine playing against the Jug. You just need to have a Timber chain early on, and once you survive the first couple of waves, you're gonna free farm this lane. This lane is not that big of a deal for you. And you have the Shadow Demon to stack. Okay, this is the dream for Timbersaw, you know. A position 4 that can stack everything, and then you go farm after you get your levels. And you'll be the carry, you know, and Lifesteal is gonna play the game for you. He doesn't really need, like, I would say Lifesteal is like a cheaper carry. He doesn't need so much from his team. He doesn't go for too many greedy items. And in the team fights, you can invest to save your Timber, you know. I think when you play Timber, it's nice to have a core, safe laner hero to be able to play around you, you know. That's when you feel good about the Timber.
I'm a little concerned for Evil Geniuses that their team fight doesn't look so easy, especially considering...
What do you mean? They have the rock.
But they also have...
And the roll. They have the rock and the roll.
They what a joke. Honestly, I've got to give that one to you. They do have rock and roll, which is very good, quite famously, against the BTBOOM team. Lose? We all know that.
How can you lose?
I'll tell you how you lose these fights. It's that if somehow Whisper and C-Smile ever get soulbound, I suppose, how do you win? What, you can't move in the fights. Both these heroes are mobility based. What are you gonna do? I don't even think our rock is saving you.
The rock is supposed to be there to tank the soulbind. You think it's gonna be so easy for the Grimstroke to just run up and soulbind two of them?
I don't think he has to run up. I think he can take his time. Well, unfortunately, you can't really get away with maxing Stroke of Fate these days. But
I mean, you can. Yesterday, Fly did that.
Oh, did he?
He was playing against. I think it was the Enchantress. There was a Dispel, so he was just like maxing Stroke of Fate to farm.
You know, fair enough. That's right. They always call him Pure de Papa. Do you know what Pure de Papa is?
Obviously no.
Well, thank you, Winter, for being a very good audience member. I thought you said you were going to show up to my stand-up bit, and if this is how you reply every time, you know, maybe you shouldn't come to the show.
Well, at least appreciate me spending the time to buy the ticket and come to the show and bring my wife along and take it as our date night.
Okay. Well, date night for BTBOOM and Evil Geniuses, and as they tend to do, they always call Pure de Papa, which means mashed potatoes. It's spelled the same way. It's just a little funny.
Why is it mashed potatoes? Enlighten me.
It's just how it's spelled. Pure is like a puree, basically, in Spanish. So if you say pure, if you say pure de papa, it's like mashed potatoes. Pure. That's just how we say mashed potatoes.
Okay. So double runes. Nothing is mashed.
Nothing is mashed, but things will soon be mashed because I expect to see lots of tramples with ink swells. You don't have any aggressive dispels. You know, the people's going to be really good for that eventually out from Panda, but we'll see how that's going to be able to come along for him.
I mean, good luck upheavaling against Stampede and Onslaught. Yeah.
And Leap. And Joke
What do you have to do? What do you have to do? This game hide in the trees? You cannot show yourself. Alright, Fatal bonds the lanes and Lifestealer with Feast. But there's a Centaur and Grimstroke, so you can't fight back.
Pretty decent damage being dealt in return, but level 1 Fatal Bonds is pretty laughable. I feel like this thing only really starts hurting at level 3.
No,
especially when you actually
does
do more
too much
damage.
damage. I think it shouldn't be 6 targets at level 1. It should scale like level 1, maybe like 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, something like that. 4, 4, 6, 5, 5, 6, 6. It shouldn't be 6 right away.
So that when you get it to level 6, you have 6 targets. That's what you're saying? The famous level 6 in Dota? 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6?
You're making me think of level death, you know, the multiplier.
Oh, yeah.
What level is the enemy hero? I gotta think whether I should level up my spell.
That's too true. I can't believe they ended up bringing that one back. That was such like an esoteric skill design. It was so like, you have to do some math. You have to take a point of that very crucially. It's so weird. What a lovely ability though. That actually ends up making more sense now that the max level is 30, right? Because 25 is not a multiple of 30. Last time I
mean, you know what heroes are gonna be crazy this game at level 25? Timbersaw. And Matthew's in trouble. Blood grenade spin down.
Well, that's pretty good. Matthew buys himself a bit more space and time. He had Fairy Fire as well the entire time. Nightfall failing to get the kill. Tokyo as well. Having the leap charges is, I don't want to say in no danger from Whisper, but can comfortably keep his distance, especially as he does chase for the kill. 2 leap charges committed out from Matthew. Still has the Fairy Fire. It will be forced out now.
Oh, another free wave.
2 leap charges for that. I mean, he is going to skip the wave. I don't know if he really meant to do that, though, because, of course, the Timber can just kind of tank it. Matthew can't, though.
Gonna take a lot of damage here. Blood grenade, no spin, 5 seconds. Healing what? Denied.
Yeah.
Nicely done, Whisper.
Ends up being okay, though. Matthew had to tank a ton of the creep wave, so even though his salve did not get canceled, he's still about where his HP was when this whole thing kicked off.
The good thing about this exchange is it's going to allow them to secure the Lotus because the wave is pushed out.
Yeah, good point.
So, yeah, I mean, this is going to help the Juggernaut a lot. At least it doesn't feel so bad right now.
I think that boomer set for both Lotuses, actually.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. And for the top lane, the Lotus will mean they're going to be able to play even more aggressive in this lane.
Especially with the Ring of Health now delivered, they're going to be able to really get going. Yep, wasting no time. 2 points in that double edge. Upheaval! Out it comes! Pure ticking down to Upheaval. No, he's fine. He's got Healing Lotus. He will not die.
Yeah, this lane is going to be tough when the Centaur starts to get more points in the double edge. You know, they just do so much damage, and the Lifestealer cannot really sustain the lane until he gets 1 point in the rage. Then you can dodge the Inkswell.
Until then, it's going to be a bit more difficult. I think even that early points in the Inkswell, usually at level 2, you're able to at least get a little bit more aggressive. They're just going. Pure may have been up a bit more than he could chew. There's going to be, the rage. Pure is going to go down, but Pakaz might be in for a rough time in return as the increased duration of Inkswell allows him to kid him.
The rage is shorter than the Inkswell right now.
That's right. This Inkswell used to be what, 4 seconds? 3 seconds. It used to be pretty much the same, right? Yeah. But now, I mean, there's just no way. There's no way you can correctly predict it.
I forgot about that. This lane is going to be hard. Very hard for the Lifestealer now that that's the case. I mean,
what are you going to do? Take more points in a rage?
Yeah, you don't really want to do that. You know, you don't really want to get more points in the rage for the lane.
Oh, it's disaster. He doesn't have TP scroll. Fortunately, he's not going to, he's going to lose how many creeps? It is a ginormous wave.
Oh, he needs to get here. Panda, tank the wave.
He'll lose a couple. Die. Oh, yeah, and his only mechanism here is to Fatal Bond. He can't Fatal Bond to the wave. They'll all just die. Maybe he's just dead now. Stomp is going to be ignored at least by the rage. Panda, his only crime here was just attempting to tank the wave. Will be punished for that. They do have this Ghoul Frenzy, though. Pure... I think he's dead.
He just wants to die.
He knows. Okay, fair enough. I mean, but he took so long to die. Pakaz missed a full wave under tower, plus 1 creep.
Almost 2 waves of creep.
Almost 2 waves. Yeah, you know what? That's fair. I think it was pretty close to 2 waves.
That was actually, I'm not even sure if it's worth it, yeah. Maybe it is because of the XP, but I mean, this
I think it is
not having a good time for sure.
No, he's not having a good time, and he's not gonna have a good time here because they're gonna actually have already a full Vanguard up here relatively shortly. Actually, it's finished. Pure has the money for it. Oh, he doesn't have TP. Okay, he was just waiting for his TP scroll. So maybe it's okay that he does die, I guess, because it's a little bit less time in him in lane with his Vanguard. I mean, good luck trying to kill him now, Pakaz.
Yep, 6-minute power rune. Let's see who has the luck here in the rune draw. Who is gonna get the rune? Both Pango and Primal really want the haste runes.
That's right. Yeah, Primal especially. Nothing is so good for him. Nightfall with a, I don't know if we caught that, but a really cool Quelling Blade there.
Goes. Sea Smell is here, Invis. Do they smell him?
I think pangolins are pretty smelly in general. He's got this Rolling Thunder ready to use. Just has to be careful for this Phantom's Embrace and maybe a cheeky Inkswell stunt to reset the Rolling Thunder. Nah, but he'll be alright. They're going to give this thing a go now. Ooh, the bounce is not ideal, but the upheaval is going to zone him out. Ultimately level 1 upheaval, but he's sat in it for long enough. Question is, do they have the damage? They do. I was afraid they lacked the magic damage, but they'll eventually get it done.
4 bounces on the Centaur, right? Is as good as it gets for a level 1 roll.
Indeed.
And mid lane, GBK is pulling the wave, so making sure that the tower takes as much damage as possible. And 7-minute Wizard Moon looks like we're just gonna get one apiece. And Matthew is busy doing Shadow Demon stuff.
Well, TORONTOTOKYO's got another leap charge. Racing Matthew for this one. Disruption is in time.
Oh, he got it.
Matthew is going to be able to prevent the steal. Not going to be able to cancel the TP.
Wait, Parkas died to neutral?
Yes, he did. It seems like he got chased into the camp. He did steal the Wisdom Rune, but it was basically a deny, yeah, to the...
I guess to the ancient. Worth it? He got the rune?
I guess he's level 6 now.
His
tower's under siege.
I'll call that worth it for the support.
That's true. I mean, Panda's up to level 5. That's not half bad. In fact, I would call it good.
An early rock would mean an early rock and roll this game.
That's right, and it means you can start farming some of these stacks that Matthew made with the rock, right?
If only it gets to that point, you know. But
yes.
I mean, to be fair, you know, I feel like it's good to have that kind of mindset, you know. Whenever you have rock, you must have the eager mindset to just try to go to a situation that allows you to use it. You don't just want to sit in an area and just wait for the action to happen so you drop your rock. You have to be proactive, you know. Go look for the opportunity.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, that's true. I mean, and it'll get it up pretty soon, right? A couple deaths here for Kaz in the lane. Left them with some solo XP, double wisdoms, helping out this team as well. As Panda is... There it is. Yep, there's that. Upheaval.
Whisper is farming the ancient. They need to use smoke for this, but it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be what, level 9 of this? 8 or 9?
I think 8, especially if, yeah, as he smiles.
Oh, they came and shared the XP.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Does he have his diffusal? That's why they are giving it to him?
Not yet. No, he's still relatively shy. This diffusal recipe is expensive these days. 1,000 gold.
Oh yeah, 1,000 gold. I mean, not too far away. I mean, the normal timing is like what the standard is like 12, 30 minutes, 30 minutes.
That's what I think that's the second most expensive, the third most expensive piece of paper in the game, I believe. Isn't it?
And lone druids nowadays get it at 7 minutes.
Yeah, that's very true. Smoke play out from BTBOOM as they are going to try and get a kill onto Matthew. He does get up the disruption before the Phantom can embrace him. Pakaz TP's in. He might infest Whisper and try and get some action here. And instead, I think he's just going to try and run down around Tokyo, but good luck. He's got 2 leap charges. Save, receiving now the Stampede buff. As a GPK, look at the damage. That synergy in between the two. People will slow that to a crawl as the Pulverize does come out. Matthew does not have disruption, but it's going to be a nice save utilizing the Infest to keep Whisper alive. She's smiling out from the mid lane with a shield rune. It's going to be unstoppable as he rolls down. Save for the kill.
Yep, and right now, Panda's level 6, so the rock and roll is definitely online. And that was a nice play there by Pakas, saving the Timber. Like I said, you know, it's very, very nice when there's a life stealer behind the Timber, you know, when you're playing Timber. You always feel like you need that a little bit of extra oomph, and life stealer is there to provide it for you.
Oh, Panda didn't have a shield in front of me. That was just a shield from Shield Crash. As the shield rune gets picked up now by TORONTOTOKYO. There's a haste. That was the 8-minute rune. Pardon me. Yeah, Golem is ready. There's no Stampede, so you can actually pretty much guarantee trap people in your upheaval. Could be a nice moment. For now, it's been just Stack City for Matthew. I don't know how many times he's stacked, but he just stacked this Ancients and Hardcamp area again. It's getting ridiculous at this point.
Dude, he's 7.5.
Yeah, that's
7.5 at 10 minutes.
Completely worth. He's pretty close to the XP of Centaur, who's had a solo lane for like 3 minutes now at least.
I mean, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. And now Pango has his defusal done. 11 minutes. So
That's gotta
time
be
to play.
Bit careful here, I think. I don't know if he, yeah, I was gonna say lives through this like he thinks he does, but he has the infest and will steal the enemy wagon. He's trying to CS with the wagon. Okay, there it is. He gives up the hunt, but he does at least buy time for a smoke plate to come on out. We'll see what he can actually catch here. Because from behind, see Smile looking for a long wrap. Pure will show as see Smile letting loose the rolling thunder now. Will be revealed underneath the tower. Pure has Stampede. It's in a bit of an awkward zone, and that is going to be the full defusal. Slowed him even further. 3 stuns. Will not be able to get the 4th. Pure very low on life as the host stomp sees him out, but the rock canceling that. He will go down, and this is going to be a tier 1 tower to boot with the wagon. 4 heroes here. They'll have this thing dead to rights.
Yep, that was the first rock and roll, killing a core hero and getting a tower as well. Totally worth it. And now you get to farm the jungle camps with your golem because you already secured the tower. So your job is done, and that's when you have fun as Warlock. Oh my god, the juicy ancient cans, man. And Taka saying, no, it's mine.
No,
bro.
it's mine. Thank you for lowering it. No, now get away. It has permanent immolation.
Oh,
Which,
no.
you know, I hate to admit it, but I think you've really coined the rock and roll thing is actually pretty funny and catchy. Well done.
Thank you.
It's a DD rune in the river for evil geniuses so they can continue to try and rock and roll. The rune control has been mostly to the advantage of EG, or at least effectively, as the haste rune kind of was seemingly neutralized earlier. GPK not really getting as much as he was hoping out from that one.
I mean, yeah,
And,
BTBOOM is having a tough time right now.
He's dead. Or
They'll get a
kill
panda.
easily. Yeah. Oh no!
Okay, maybe
I
not.
think, yeah, I think he's still dead.
Okay, mate, still.
Yeah. I got the fatal bonds on the 3. No immediate follow-up is going to be able to threaten BTBOOM though. Nightfall makes his rotation up top lane. He's about to finish up his own Battle Fury, so he's still very deep in farming mode. Pakaz feels more recovered though, honestly. Is going for that Deso. Doesn't have it yet, but the armlet is ready for him. So that's something. GPK, Blade Mail first item, as you would expect. Nothing too crazy there. And over for Pure, his Blink Dagger is going to be online here in just a couple of minutes. So that's going to be probably the next big point where we'll see BTBOOM get aggressive and actually look for a fight. Until then, and especially with this DD rune, which is going to time out in like 30 seconds or so, this Whisper Timbersaw is going to start really making a lot of space. This Diffusal Blade is doing tons of damage.
On the Centaur, it's not going to be that straightforward though. You're still dealing with a rock and the roll.
And the roll.
You need to be able... I think maybe what you do is you try to bait like a fight, and then you have to try to force out the rock, and then you have to stampede and reset. And try to take another initiation with the Primal.
Alright, well, Whisper's
Primal
doing
is gonna get
Whisper
a kill.
things. Yeah, they might have to Stampede here. He's already used the Onslaught. Rolling Thunder from range, and goes the Stampede. It's a very fast dinosaur, but he's actually not outrunning his 2 pursuers, and in fact will not be able to avoid See Smile. Picks up the kill there. Big kill.
And they're going to get the Wisdom Rune. Oh boy.
Oh no, yeah, they are.
Salt in the wound.
Oh man, they've gotten all 4 Wisdoms, haven't they? And now mid lane even threatening underneath the tier 2 tower was Pakaz. The pressure really ramping up now from Evil Geniuses and BTBOOM. What's going to save you? This blink? The Moonlight Shadow is out. Evil Geniuses know it's coming though, so they're easily going to be able to avoid an easy catch. Okay. I mean, and Jug's not ready, right? I mean, he's got Battle Fury, so he's farming, certainly, but not ready to join these fights quite yet.
I mean, Primal is like he's also... I feel like he needs to be around the Centaur. You know, only Jug can be hitting creeps at the moment. I feel like the Centaur, the 3-man gang squad, the Centaur, Grim, and Mirana, it's not enough right now. They have to bring more heroes. They have to bring numbers. I mean, they're definitely going to have to figure things out in the next couple of minutes. If they don't do anything soon, the map is going to become very, very small for them.
Yeah, I mean, TORONTOTOKYO, he's an excellent Mirana player. Wasn't he back in the day playing a lot of mid Miranas versus the Mars, if I'm not mistaken? Back when he was on Spirit, I seem to recall this period where Miranas were able to leap over Mars arenas, and then Valve removed the ability to do that. Pakaz somehow getting caught here. The Rock not going to save him. He will still drop. His save is the one to pick up the kill there, utilizing that Inkswell.
Okay, Richie, Rock used.
Rock used.
Time to farm jungle.
Time to farm. Kind of wants to push the wave.
Life
Doesn't really want to lose
definitely
this.
did. He definitely did not expect to die there. He was playing a little bit too aggressive, far up. I mean, that's what I want to see. You know, the Primal and the Centaur, they have to play together. Let the supports farm. Like, I'm serious. Like, I feel like the two of them just need to make space. Like, even if Grim gets some items, it'll be so good for the game. Like, you want him to be rich with Aether Lens, the Shard, and maybe you get like some fancy Hex or Aeon Days later.
I like a scythe. I like a scythe quite a bit.
Or the axe. I guess the axe might not be that useful this game.
No, the axe isn't bad though, because already, like, imagine just a permanently raged lifestealer is basically what the Dark Portrait is. This is a big kill here on the GPK, by the way, if they can catch him. Oh, Soulbind does not actually find the Pangolier. It's onto the Illusion, and Save, unfortunately, is going to drop. They do also find GPK as underneath the ward. Evil Genius is easily taking the fight. No detection seemingly available for Tokyo, even if the Imp is chasing him. Is that Imp? Pierce invisibility or what? Whoa, okay, Whisper finds the kill there.
I mean, the Whisper Saw is definitely running rampant right now, and Pure does not have Stampede.
I don't think they have enough damage here for the kill. He's barely going to get out.
Yeah, they have to play very defensively from now on, you know, just wait for the Juggernaut's timing. I think he has to try to help his team soon, you know, you can't just farm. The state of the game is actually just way too difficult for his team to play around. He needs to choose which fights to join, try to help them out a little bit. I mean, the Primal and Centaur, especially the Primal is actually not doing too hot this game, so maybe you let him farm the BKB and try to play around that timing. The Juggernaut comes to the fight when Primal has that.
Oh, yeah, I think the BKB is the only choice there. And of course, the Potom dusted in that last engagement, which is why the Imp was chasing it down, had the vision. Pierce, Invis, Invulnerability, I don't even know. Because has full Deso ready to go. That's not yet the Shard. Timing for Pandas. He got it already? No, right? But getting there. These Imps
who got the
already.
No, they didn't get the shot.
No Shard yet. No, our Observer was just hovering over the Imps. That eventually will be coming in with this Fatal Bond Shard. Panda already actually has the Glimmer Cape at the ready. Seems like he has a gem in the quick buy. I generally like to see that, especially in games that tend to be this one-sided.
Wow.
Yeah.
So quick. I guess it's against the Mirana. That's a lot of value for that. And
yeah,
that's true, you
and
know,
just
when you're ahead, you get the gem, you remove the map control. It gives you a lot more advantage.
Especially because they're gonna get the Roche here. I mean, there's a Deso on the Lifestealer. A Timbersaw to tank and do even more damage. Like, I don't think they've really got a choice here, but maybe they do because they want to look for a fight. They're going to go through the gate here. 2 heroes. Smoke does break. Okay, Save at least is going to be the one to break the Smoke Ank. Even maybe getting away seems unlikely. Leashed up, of course. The heroes can't use their mobility. Save, trying to deny himself, will not be able to do so. Okay, so Evil Genie says maybe setting up for this Roche play down bottom instead.
Yeah, it feels like they have full control of the game right now. They can decide and pick the fights, do whatever objectives that they feel is best for the team right now. Like, BTBOOM just has to dodge until the Juggernaut feels like he can come to the fights. I mean, they're just severely lacking damage right now. In the team fights, it's too difficult for them to deal with the rock and the roll. Pure is going to run into Panda?
Is he? Yeah, he is. TPs are coming though. That'll scare Pure away. Oh, Upheaval. Good attempt. But a little bit too slow to react there. TPs are cancelled because down bottom, Nightfall is coming in. Maybe looking for his very first Omni Slash here. Pulverize is going to be setting up the Omni Slash. Oh, ultimately unnecessary really, even for the Shadow Demon, as there's going to be the Silence and the Omni onto the Pangolier. He was stamping to chase for more, and BTBOOM then down, but not out of this game as they pick off 2 cores. Nice move there.
Yeah, good play by Nightfall. Identifying that I have to come and help once he completed the SMY and comes to the fight. Kills off the 2 cores. I mean, that's pretty well done, and they're gonna get Roche from that. Like, EG just needed to be together, you know, because Warlock was not there, you know, like the rock is... You can't have the roll without the rock, you know, that's not how it works.
Very true. Maybe you can have the Roche without winning the lanes, though. I mean, There are a couple of EG heroes coming. There's a tier 1 tower up. They just need to delay this for long enough. I don't know if that's very doable, though. Whisper, he's going to give things a go. Look at the damage on TORONTOTOKYO, who had the ink swell on him. He's going to be forced to leap away. Panda dropping the rock. Nightfall, though, picking up the kill onto Roche, as well as that Aegis. But the Evil Geniuses heroes, they're coming. And the BTBOOM heroes, they're falling now. Spin to get through the twin gate as it's TORONTOTOKYO left behind, trying to find some safe space off the map, but is pulled back into his death there by Whisper. So, okay, I mean, 2 kills for Whisper, but ultimately the Aegis into your hands.
Yeah.
Should be an acceptable trade here.
Consider that a victory for BTBOOM.
Yeah.
They got the Aegis on Juggernaut. That's going to help them a lot more long term. Like the 2 support kills stuck kind of for them. But what can you do, you know? I think at this point it's a reasonable trade for them. Primal's going to get his blink. Okay, this is going to put them in a good position in the team fights, because now you have the advantage of stopping the roll. You can just blink, position yourself, and just grab the roll, you know, once he starts it.
Yeah, I mean, it's back to like the very first edition of Primals that we were seeing, right? This Blink BKB, no blade mail, no heart nonsense, trying to tank up on all this stuff. This game's just a little bit too hard to execute on that level here. Careful though, Nightfall is kind of getting surrounded here. They've got vision of him. Matthew setting things up from the fog of war, so he couldn't spin in time, but the spin now. Do they have the damage? They do! They've got a bash even. Nightfall, he's going to lose his first life and probably the second one too. There's no one here. There is a stampede. They might need to use that to get through the upheaval. The Omni Slash is going to come through. Decent damage onto C-Smile. There's the stampede now, and they might have been able to cough EG on the back foot as they are on the retreat. Whisper doesn't have dust though. Nightfall able to try and reset as he does have that healing ward active. It seems like Pure has to sacrifice himself.
Nice,
or does he really? It's a really good soul bind onto 2, forces them to stop that rolling thunder into the pulverize now, which does stun up Whisper. As weird as that looks, they still have a kill onto the Grimstroke as Pakaz trying to specify through this one, surrounded by 3 heroes. There goes Whisper in, assisting for the kill onto TORONTOTOKYO. Okay, a scary moment there for BTBOOM as Evil Geniuses find a really nice pick off there onto the Jug, nearly making that a second kill.
Yeah, that was a very, very good pick off there, removing the Aegis from Nightfall. And now that's going to give them a lot more room to play around. Like, you're starting to see like how strong this Lifestealer plus Timers are, you know, in the game together. They are both like peaking at the right times, similar times, and they can play around each other, help each other out in the team fights. I feel like without that soul bind on 2 heroes, BTBOOM probably would have lost more heroes there.
Yep. And if they had even gotten an unluckier a couple of bounces in the Omni Slash, you know, if he ends up on the wrong side there, I think he ended up, you know, positioned pretty optimally. If he ends up again on top, you know what I mean?
He was on the best position to escape with the Stampede.
Exactly, and that obviously good Stampede timing, right? So they basically nullify the upheaval. But a bit of luck there for BTBOOM, but still a good go there from Evil Geniuses and solid fight execution for BTBOOM and spellcasting in order to get out relatively unscathed. I mean, still some losses there certainly, as Evil Geniuses continue to flex their muscles and show off their heroes.
To talk about the Stentor too much, you know. He has the Kaya and Stage, not something you build on Stentor.
Wow.
A lot, and he's going for a BKB, so he's going for like what? Like going in, playing around the shard with the double edge and trying to just do damage in the team fights instead of playing to tank. Because you can't tank against Lifestealer, I guess, and the team as well.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Right? He's taking the 15 talent, so his double edge is going to be doing even more damage based off of his strength, buffed up by the Kaya. So it's pretty beefy, really, this thing. 350 damage every, what, 4 seconds, 3.5 seconds? That ain't half bad. You know, get your shard in there. That's going to help you tank up against everyone else but the Lifestealer. Yeah, it's a fun idea. Really, though, what we need to see is him get the war horse out. The cart, the war cart. So until I see the Ag Scepter, yes, workhorse hitch a ride. It got some serious buffs. It's just not a very serious Ag Scepter, unfortunately. Just you putting one of your teammates in the back of your wagon is just about the funniest thing I've ever seen in Dota. Smile. He's going to hit him with the Rolling Thunder. Whisper starting up the fight. They're going to need some detection in the area, though. There's the dust. That does actually catch GPK. He's not dispelled that, of course. So he's still very visible here. They just need to be able to catch him with something because he's very fast thanks to that Stampede, and finds another onslaught away. They force out a BKB charge in exchange for the roll. Okay. something here. They'll have everything they need by the time Roche is up again, and bot and mid lanes are starting to shove. So the geniuses are going to have to go back and deal with these. Oh, but look, another sneaky ward. I think that's Pure they've got in there, and it is. No way he gets out of this one, as he is going to be taken down.
Yeah, they were able to utilize the space, but unfortunately Pure got caught there. I mean, still you see BTBOOM, they are having heroes spread across the map, you know, and EG, they are doing a lot more hunting, trying to chase them down. I know the Juggernaut is going to be very, very scary. I feel like he's definitely the strongest hero in the late game here among the 10. So EG doesn't want the game to get there. And he's about to hit his level 20 on the Jug. Not as strong as before, but still a pretty sizable upgrade.
Yeah, certainly. I'm just wondering, I mean, he's got his butterfly as well, like you're talking about. Still that basher providing some sort of pseudo accuracy. No MKB yet for the Lifestealer. They are going to try and maybe trigger some TPs home with a couple more illusions to tank for the creep wave.
The Lifestealer is not going to be the one killing the Jug. He has to be like the Timber.
Yeah.
I think Lifestealer's job in the fights is just to try to support the other two cores. Try to maybe tank a little bit. Try to heal them up. Because you're not winning the fight against the Juggernaut as Lifestealer. Like you have to hope the Lotus reflects the Omni Splash, and then you turn the team fight around. If the Jug gets a big Omni Splash in a fight, I feel like the fights are going to be very difficult for EG.
Lots of wards committed here in this area as well for BTBOOM. They've got this like Triforce of wards basically here watching over this river and jungle entrance to the dire side. So they're going to be maybe looking to set up a fight here, at least stake their claim on this part of the map in order to try and
I like that you brought that up. I think in the mid game it's really important to see what runes are spawning. And it's not just about like when you're playing against Spirit Breaker, then you want to have the reroll wards to see the charge, but it's more about like how important you see the rune. You know, sometimes you are about to smoke or you're going to do something and then you see a DD and then you can actually decide, oh, we can get that first because it's worth it, you know, it's going to change the fight. That's why I like all these wards in the mid game.
Well, I mean, right now they see Whisper. They're going to scout that haste rune into the bottle for haste. So that's going to be a big deal here. See what they can make happen with that. This DD is going to time out here momentarily. And Roche is going to spawn maybe as soon as in 40 seconds. Almost certainly. Well, not I should say almost certainly. I think there's like a 33% chance that he spawns top, basically.
33%?
Something like that, right?
What math is that?
Well, because it's going to be about a minute, right, that he has, and Roche's 1 to 3 minutes respawn timer. So there's about a, you know, it's random, right? So you divide a third to each minute, and then if it's in the last 2 minutes, he spawns bottom, right?
So the NA math checks out.
Yeah, checks out for once, right? So let's see how this move works out then for Evil Geniuses, as they will find themselves a quick Sentry D ward. BTBOOM, they really want to try and fight underneath their vision, and Evil Geniuses, they're really starting to get pulled over in that direction. However, BTBOOM don't really seem in a position to be able to really take such a great fight. They still have the intel, and they've caught C-Smile on the wrong side of the fight. He has no save here, and he's going to go down. Evil Genius is kind of overextending there. Does not have buyback. No, does not. Okay. Oh, look, see? And he's going to spawn bottom. This is a little bit unlucky, honestly, for BTBOOM, who otherwise have phenomenal wards. Look, they've got 4 wards in this top part of the map. They have nothing down bottom, and they won't have for a while. They've just planted all these wards quite recently.
That's why you try to network your wards together, you know? You don't want to keep just placing wards for the sake of placing wards. You want to plan ahead and then place the wards for that plan.
Yeah. Whisper. Ooh, I almost caught that arrow. Yeah, I mean, it's I think part of a support's job these days is especially, if not setting up a ward in a fight, at least making sure you're not fighting under vision. I just think that's so crucial right now in a fight. Unless you're playing like some Oracle hero where you have a much more important job, that's just generally a support role. It's, are we fighting under enemy ward? Can I set up vision to help this make be an advantageous fight, right? And Evil Geniuses,
a lot harder to do it in a pub, you know, but in this kind of like environment where there's a lot of team play, communication involved, it's very important to listen to your teammates talk and then decide where you want to place the ward. TORONTOTOKYO, he's gonna run in, he's gonna try to scout things out.
Oh, hold on. They think they're actually bottom, but they're not.
That's an
GPK
infected
blinking
roll.
on in, finds the TORONTOTOKYO. He's dead instantly. Rock dropped onto only Nightfall and GPK. It's going to be the Juggernaut and Pure who are going to at least get through the Shadow Demon.
Buyback.
One buyback now from the Groomstroke. Sugar in the buyback now of the Shadow Demon. Nightfall running pretty quickly here. Is still hit by these Fatal Bonds. Pure maybe thinking about going back on in. Does find a stun, but the Aeon Disc of C-Smile is going to be able to dispel him. A quick little stun onto Pure from the Basher, and he will go down even through the BKB. BTBOOM, the fight's falling apart for them as Save, he's gonna die back, and Whispersaw, he's not done yet either. Nightfall looking for the right Omni bounces to try and get a kill onto Matthew. He will not get lucky this time and is likely to die to boot. 5 dead from BTBOOM. 1 buyback, 1 dieback. Only GPK making it out alive. Evil Genie says they're not even gonna check the Roche Pit, Winter. They went straight up to high ground.
Yeah, once they go in, they don't kill heroes. I think it's very, very hard, you know. I feel like the Jug and the Primal and the Centaur, they need to go in together. If you blink in with the Primal and you get somebody, the Jug needs to go in and finish off the target. Like, they have to be together, you know. Like, somehow, I think that the Jug didn't feel like going in when the Primal initiated, and that was primarily the cause of their downfall in the team fight. They weren't on the same page. And
Yeah,
they
a
wasted
bit of
their
a rock
stampede.
as well to interrupt that, right? Ended up making
And you
it
waste
feel
stampede after the rock. I feel like the fight's very, very difficult.
Well, bot lane is going to be shoving in constantly in favor of Evil Geniuses. They did well to take an early tier 2 tower as soon as they lost the fight where, as soon as they lost first Roche, right? They immediately shoved out, won a little skirmish, got the support, took a tier 2. That opens them up to be able to, get even more lasting damage and still get second Roche to boot. I'm feeling pretty confident now about this game. Quite the twists and turns in this game, but I think Evil Genius is back in the driver's seat.
Yeah, with the Roshan pickup, they're definitely going to be in the driver's seat from now on. BTBOOM, don't count them out. They can still win the fights. They just need to be patient, be on the same page. They still have that terrifying primal Grimstroke combination and Soulbind to stop the rolls, to disable the Timbersaw. So they have the tools. It's all about the execution.
Right. And it almost seems like to me when the execution wasn't really perfect for Evil Geniuses, it was hard for BTBOOM to really counter-initiate the proper way, right? The roll was kind of off nowhere. Maybe that pull save away. TORONTOTOKYO's trying to get this jump onto the backline Shadow Demon along with Pure. Like, GPK and Jug are kind of just like stuck in the lane after getting Golem. It was just a really awkward, not well put together fight at the start by Evil Geniuses that they eventually just kind of overcoming BTBOOM, and that made it more difficult compared to like the fight before, right, where you're fighting under 3 of BTBOOM's wards and you see like all these rolls going and whatnot. It's just being really weird. I also don't think I've ever seen a dire ward just placed in the camp as Matthew has here. It's so random underneath the tier 2. I guess it was just for the fight, but that camp's just been blocked for a while now.
Yeah, it's mainly for the fight, I guess, when they were about to clash at top. Yeah, but right now, maybe what the Primal needs to do is maybe he has to wait for the Pango to roll in and just focus on cancelling the roll. I'm not sure though, because every time he goes in, the rock comes down, then the Juggernaut feels like, oh, I'm not going in, it doesn't look like a good fight. So why not just wait then? Just wait, just let the Centaur poke and wait for the better opportunity to arise before you go.
Okay. I think that's pretty logical, right? Because even with the BKB, right, they're going to have the superseding stun with the Golem, so it's never just going to be a guaranteed roll cancel. Or, I mean, you can cancel a roll, but you won't actually, end up getting that kill, and the follow-up Omni, blah, blah, blah. It ends up being a bit too difficult. Chug as well without a blink, going for this nullifier instead.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, to deal with the Aeon Disc, the Ghost Scepters, they're coming in from behind. Nightfall's here.
Yeah,
that's
going to be a good jump. There's the grab. Aeon Disc, though, immediately disposes him, and he still has roll and cheese. They found the Juggernaut, the secondary stun. They also blocked the arrow using C-Smile's roll-up, but it's still A-OK. Nightfall able to get off the spin. Stampede trying to reset this fight as BTBOOM rearranging underneath their tier 2 tower, now looking to try and turn and fight. That's going to be a full Abyssal Blade into the Omni Slash. They're melting! They've melted. Evil Geniuses. 2 dead underneath the tower. There is at least that Aegis now available for Pakaz, but he's going to be fighting without C-Smile, without Matthew. Matthew, and he's also canceled his CP using the pulverize. BTBOOM, they get it right again. Unbelievable. That joke did so much damage in that Omni Slash. They failed to burst him, and the nice jump that they found, and they're still not done. They're set to lose Whisper as well.
Yeah, this time it's DG botching the team fight there. They're going into deep, and once they were able to get the big Omni Slash in front of the tier 2, because they were so clumped up together, so the Jug basically killed 2 heroes, but they had Aegis on Lifestealer. But once he respawns, I feel like the fight is very hard for the Lifestealer to take anymore. And they're gonna get another grab onto Panda, trying to cast Upheaval. No. GPK says no.
It's a lot of this for me is that was one of the first instances. I mean, I used to see it a lot, but really heavily punished in a pro game with this Omni Slash with Battle Fury as well. Ends up being really painful there. How am I going? No buyback either for Pikaz. Gonna try and force something here. They don't have creeps for top or bottom, so it'll just be the one lane of barracks, and it seems like no. C-Smile not able to find a kill on a TORONTOTOKYO. Try as he might. It's just gonna be shy, and instead may just end up being punished here. There is no golem here for a while. The arrow does actually find C-Smile, but now Pure might be the one in trouble. He's got a Stampede to disengage. Stun is gonna be finding Nightfall as the Stampede is forced out now with Pikaz respawning in 2 seconds. We've seen this before though, Winter. Oh, I thought they were going to perhaps be at risk of overextending, but this time BTBOOM, they're the ones in full retreat and will safely make it out alive.
Yeah, so BTBOOM managed to get 1 melee Rex back after losing 2 lanes, so definitely feeling a lot better in the game right now. You can see like the Jug is really starting to feel like he's the most dominant force in the team fights. You know, Lifestealer can't really fight him. The Timbersaw, if he doesn't have enough stuns, like if the Pango is not rolling and controlling the Jug, the Timber can't really kill the Jug. And that's why he went SNY this game, right? So he can't really get chain stunned by the Pango. And what are your other options? The Shadow Demon, you have to disrupt the Juggernaut, create his illusions and turn them against him. And hope for the best, you know. I think right now the cores are gonna lack damage to kill the Jug, so it's gonna be up to the Shadow Demon. He's gonna play a very, very important role at killing the Juggernaut.
I think even Jug's illusions are gonna struggle to kill Jug because again, the Butterfly, this evasion, you know, they'll do damage, and especially with 2 of them, you can kind of maybe somewhat ignore or still have constant DPS in through that evasion, but it'll be problematic. Nightfall now even more damage with the completed nullifier. A little bit more armor as well.
Goodbye Ghost Scepter, goodbye Glimmer, goodbye Aeon Disc, and goodbye well. Goodbye Aghanim Scepter of Timber as well. This is a huge pickup. This is a very big power up for the Juggernaut. I mean, if he could get his level 25 before the next fight, that would be even better, you know?
Would you say that Evil Geniuses, they've missed their timing here? It seems like they're really struggling now in these fights. I mean, Pikaz is going to have his MKB soon-ish, and that'll certainly help, but until then, I think these fights are still really difficult unless they can just get a really nice initiation and start off the fights 4v5.
Level 25 on Timber to get the second Chakram, because they don't have enough damage right now to kill the Jug. I mean, he's like almost 24, so 1 more level, I guess. But Roche is gonna spawn. Roche may spawn in 1 minute, so if it's a quick one, that would be good for BTBOOM.
Yeah, it'll be top one for sure.
If it's a slow one, it'll be good for
bottom. Sorry, it'll be bottom.
I mean, they still have cheese, by the way, Richie, on the Lifestealer.
I do. He never got to use it. It was on C-Smile before, but his Aeon saved him from the initial pulverize. Perhaps BTBOOM were thinking it was still on cooldown. Not the case in that instance for them. Ended up winning the fight regardless. But a slight miscalculation here. 40 minutes. You know, I always wish that we could see, now with the token system, I wish we could see what choices players had for neutrals, because I'd love to see the data behind, or even the options that they had and what they selected. Right now, as far as I know, it's just impossible. You can see obviously what neutrals they have and are holding and have held, but you don't see, you know, what options they had, right? Did anyone have a ninja gear and they pass out, right? I mean, GPK has one, a couple 3 spell prisms, right? But as far as like what are the out of the 5 that they chose, I'd love to see those stats.
+1, I would love that too. Creates more stats to to study.
That's right. You're always a hater on the old true RNG neutral
What?
item
No.
roulette. It's true, you were. You never liked them. You said they need to be removed. You should be able to draft them. Do you like this token system a lot better now?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I like this more. And let's see. 5-man smoke. Roche
Guy says,
may
what?
spawn.
No. 2 minutes. Long Roche. Maybe that's enough time for the level 25 on Timbersaw. He's already about a third of the way there. I don't know if Panda's getting out of this one. Oh, it's really scary, this chase. There's not breaking a smoke yet. His courier's going to deliver an item, but Pure reveals on the wave.
Dire are scanning.
Scan does come through. That might jabate Evil Geniuses into thinking Roche is up, and he's not. They could really use this 25 Winter. I just don't think they're going to get that luxury of time here. If Whisper gets a big kill in the fight, he might get it, but he's still over, well, less than halfway there is what I should say. Second scan now used by Evil Geniuses. Maybe they've got a telescope for that. Seems like they do, because it's only on cooldown for another minute and a half, and by then Roche will just be respawning. But Evil Geniuses feeling pressured to make a move here. There's a lane ward down as well for BTBOOM. So far, he's got C-Smile around the fight. I do see Whisper. GPK as well. His smoke is broken, at least from his ninja gear. Seems like for now, Evil
It's going
Geniuses
to be like some juking and jiving around.
getting the upper hand. This smoke, it's got about a third duration left. Arrow fired, missing. Doesn't give any intel, but now C-Smile making the jump in. Shuts. What? He's off the map. C-Smile jumps on back down, though. Had a little bit of a bad roll there for a second. Now Grimstroke buying back in this engagement. Oh, the lift. Oh, the Lotus in time. Reflects the Omni Slash. A big win now for Evil Geniuses. But the Soulbind is onto 2. There's still going to be the Abyssal Blade coming out, though. Oh, that damage as well from Pure. Immediately nukes through one, but because trying to fight through this one, cannot land enough auto attacks even with the MKB. Fighting versus 3, he will go down. Save, doing what he can now as Matthew assembles the on disc, but he is going to die. That's C-Smile in as well. And now it's all up to Whisper. The SD Illusions are doing some real work here, but not nearly enough, Winter. Not nearly enough. That was a die back as well from Whisper. Panda getting into this fight far too late as well. Buyback now from C-Smile using just about everything left in the tank. 5 buybacks in this engagement. 1 dieback. Panda, he looks like he's going to join that count as well. Oh no. Evil Genius, what happened?
You see the carry to carrier versus fight. Lifesteal still no chance against Jug.
How the hell did this hoof stomp? Look at these hoof stomps. How does this do so much damage? Look, it's hoof stomp. It just deletes Whisper.
And here's the double Soulbind,
What?
2 hero.
What the hell was that?
It's like a what, 3 second, like, oh no,
3.5.
almost 3.5 second stun.
So he got hit by somehow 4 double edges, and he took 2,500 damage from double edge, which is insanity. I'm talking about Pakaz, by the way. He took more damage.
It wasn't the Jug? It wasn't the Jug killing him?
So it was the Jug. The Jug did a lot of damage over time, but the heavy burst, because of the Soulbind double edge, he actually took 1,800 magic damage after reductions, by the way, from double edge in the Soulbind.
Dire's top tower.
What can you do? And does he have the talent? He has the magic damage talent? Oh, that's
Yeah.
why. Yeah, he has the 25%.
So he's got the talent, and I believe because of the Lotus, he also double-edged. So that's why it did so much damage. GPK, kind of getting juked here. Does not want to go into the fountain, so cancels that onslaught.
Crunch
or
the
even moves
numbers,
step.
Richie. So how many double ages?
Okay. Oh my god, he's got eggs! Oh, the war card!
Right.
Oh, look at him go! He's so fast, that workhorse. Can't be stopped.
Nobody on there.
Nope. Nobody yet. I can't wait for him to put the Jug in there. And this team might be just a bit too tanky now for everyone's taste, as a Hex onto Matthew, Pakaz, GPK. This is going to pop his BKB just to rage out from Pakaz. Abyssal already
they got
used,
the
though.
disrupt
Bottom
on
lane
Jug.
of barracks are gone. Whisper trying to TP in the middle of the fight. Of course, they kill that creep real fast. See Smile finding a bash onto Nightfall. Nightfall with his Ags Omni Slash getting ready to go back on in. BTBOOM swinging this game back and forth it goes again, Winter. This time swinging it as far as it's ever been in favor of BTBOOM. 20k the advantage and a 77 to 20 odd win percentage for them. There's that Omni Slash talent as well taken. That is terrifying. We have 25 on Whisper. That we do now. That we do. And this 25 talent for Lifestealer, is that going to make a difference? This Rage duration, maybe this Feast, Lifestealer damage, will that make a difference?
Not that much.
And there's already there's a Scotty, right? So
I mean, he's like a non-factor in the fights now. He's not doing much. It's mostly like the Disruption Illusions and a Timbersaw pure damage. And maybe the Fatal Bounce. And some of the Pango, you know, spread damage. Like maybe if the Shadow Demon gets his talents, I don't know, like it's so far away.
Why the hell does this double edge do so much damage? I mean, I know why it does so much damage. 200% basically of his strength. He's got a Kaya. He's got like 200 odd strength. So you're adding like 400 damage. So it's like it does like 700 damage plus then amped by Kaya. I mean, it's ridiculous. And then reductions. What the hell is that?
Don't disregard the soulbind damage, you know. 25%.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's so true. This is good, man.
Alright, GPK is trying to find a Whisper Saw. Moonlight Shadow, he has a hack.
Oh no, Whisper's gonna go back. He felt the calling, and that might be the death of him. TORONTOTOKYO setting up for an easy arrow here. And I just think there's no way out. That 25 talent adding extra pulverizes, and there's no buyback for Whisper. BTBOOM, they know this. They know. The base is so fragile here from BTBOOM as well, but they're back to push out the wave that was all the way in their base, and they've got a whole minute and a half now, basically, without a Timbersaw, and maybe even a bit more. See Smile? Okay, his Aeon Disc will proc, but I think that was only the Swift Slash, even using the roll-up just to get out of there. Aeon Disc now on its max cooldown, but that was the 145-second cooldown. Nightfall, he's here to make sure you don't have any more barracks, though. Panda, try as he might with the upheaval. I don't even think it's strong enough to stop this Jug. Look at the imps. What do you do? All right, let's see the Jug illusions.
One last hurrah, rock and roll, come on.
But you can't.
They have to disrupt. I think you disrupt the Juggernaut and go on him.
Okay, well, they're setting the Jug illusions on TORONTOTOKYO. They did proc his Aeon Disc. Oh, the Omni Slash! Oh no! The Rock drops. It's tanking some of the Omni, but it's killed immediately. And because he didn't even last a second after that. Oh no, Pure tanking up so much there as well. He is just A-okay. There's the buyback. Now you've used the rock. You've used the roll. I think you've used all about the time you've had in this game, Winter. Down goes Pakaz, the easiest dieback I've seen. And there is the chariot into the fountain. They're bringing him in. Oh no, the upheaval. It's a disaster. Pure, you might have thrown this game. Now, of course, now this one easily won here. GPK is going to go down. Pure stacking up those fountain damages, but to try as they might, I just don't think there's a single thing they can do here. GPK is going to buy back. Mega's starting to filter through now through the lanes. There's Whisper, who is alive yet again. Some more Jug illusions now, but he still has an Aegis here for Nightfall. Well, it's okay. It's been reclaimed now. The spin immediately getting rid of those fatal bonds as they turn back now on a Whisper. Another cart running on through here from Pure as he runs over Matthew. And this is going to save him for a little while longer, but Panda will not be as lucky. The 4-step getting him out of harm's way, but Whisper left behind as both supports forced to fend for themselves. Panda, he's got another upheaval left in him, I suppose. Well, maybe that'll do something. Oh no, he got killed in his damn fountain by the double edge that did 1,000 damage. Look at him.
10K
oh my god, he's so tanky. Winter, someone stop him. He's got 70 stacks of fountain on him.